What is up, everybody? It's your boys back here with another episode of Franchise Tag Fantasy Football Podcast. Be on the lookout if you listen to Spotify or Apple Podcasts for these shows to come out audio only. You don't have to watch YouTube while you're driving. So it's always a good thing. But as always, please be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to the channel down below because it really helps us. Hit the notification bell so you know every time that we post a new video. How we doing, boys?
Real swell.
It's that time of week again.
Recovering from real excited.
Real tired of
Getting
what?
real excited for tomorrow night.
Oh, really excited for tomorrow night. Okay, so speaking of tomorrow, so today's episode, as you guys know, Thursday night previewing Sunday game slates, but starts of the week. This is what we're doing this week. Starts of the week. We've all made our starts and our arguments for our starts of the week, where you guys in the comments below can feel free to poop on them if you want, or say we're the smartest people ever. So that's how it goes. But anyways, you guys ready for some news and notes? Or all the BS, as everyone says?
Of course.
Okay. Let's kick it off, Brennan.
All right. So on the first note, Eckler does want to play. He can run full speed apparently, but he's unsure if he will because he still can't make full cuts. That's what he said. I do appreciate Eckler. He's pretty predominant towards fantasy football. He understands that it's a big aspect of football. So he's pretty honest about it, but it sounds like he wants to play. I'm not sure. They're bye weeks next week, so I don't know if we'll rush him out there this week.
Yeah, I think they probably hold it to the bye, honestly.
It just makes more sense.
Yeah, I think they should wait just a little longer. I mean, their team looks good. Their offense looks good outside of Josh Kelly. So yeah, just kind of wait a little bit. Make sure it's all right. Then come back, because I'm talking real football here. The Chargers have a chance to make a run. I think they do. They have had some bad luck, but I think they have a good team.
Yeah, I agree with that, except for their head coach is their head coach. So that just takes away any chances that they have, unfortunately.
You remember that point in time when Ray said they had some bad luck? I think that's part of it.
That's their bad luck. That is the bad luck.
Coaches.
Yes, their luck is bad at hiring bad coaches.
I agree with that. Next bit of news, I'll go run through these, but Gus Edwards is full practice. He had a concussion last game, but he's full participant. So if you're full practice, you're in good signs heading in towards playing next week. So you don't have to worry about who is the guy behind him. Small guy, Hill.
Justice Hill.
So Gus Edwards did fire him up. Jalen Waddle's full practice. So everybody who's waiting for Jalen Waddle, he's back. He's ready to go. Kind of a weird bummer news because Andy Dalton made everybody so viable for the Carolina offense, but Bryce Young did return to practice today. So he is in line to play this week. So
get ready for a dead offense again. So
yeah. Any comment there, Ray?
No, I'm just gonna let that simmer. That victory lap that I have just sitting in the crock pot, it's gonna be simmering for a little while.
It sucks too because it's against Minnesota, so their defense is definitely beatable. And then if Andy Dalton were playing, they could beat that defense, and then Minnesota would have to do nothing but throw to keep up. So now it's just kind of like Minnesota might be able to let Alexander Madison touch the ball 30 times and actually get 100 yards.
I don't know if he's going to do that. I think Cam Akers is going to really eat into that work because,
Cam Akers will eat into some of the work.
Cam Akers will take that starting role by the time the year's over.
Oh, for sure. Madison, even though he had a really good game last week, looked like dog shit.
He went like 20 for 93. That's not very good.
But that and I couldn't tell you how many times he just ran right into the back of his line. He looked like A.J. Dillon, but worse.
You guys' hatred towards A.J. Dillon is
tough.
It never used to be there. I used to be the biggest
really
A.J. Dillon hype man. So big. And he is just taking so many steps backwards. Anyways, we're getting off track. Go ahead.
No worries. Anthony Richardson returned to practice, so everybody who's been holding on, everybody's been waiting. He's returned to practice, and they placed in the Rams, so it should be a good shootout game. Good. And then speaking of the Rams, Sean McVay is hopeful Cooper Kupp will return next week. I mean, head coaches don't ever lie, right?
Not Sean McVay. No, never.
Nah.
It's like the whole AFC West is just full of liars, or NFC West is full of lying coaches. Pete Carroll, Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay.
Yeah, good trend there.
Is that the last bit of news?
No, last bit is Jonathan Taylor is going to be activated off the PUP. So for all those who've been waiting, who did draft him, he will. And Shane Steichen, the head coach, did say that he will take the role when he is activated. So all those Zach Moss truthers and holders. The time
I
is
don't think
coming.
anyone's ever actually a Zach Moss truther. I think they're just holders more so.
Yes,
I'm interested to see what happens here because
he's been
it's
good.
one of those we'll have to wait and sees for Jonathan Taylor because
Yes.
everything that happened before all this went down, as far as offseason and training camp, I think that's just a bridge that's just super burnt.
I have a question to ask you guys real fast. At the end of this news, I wanted to ask you guys real quick. When Cooper Kupp is back, let's say he's back week 5, you roll out Puka?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you roll out Tutu?
No. Flex worthy.
Yes. Yes.
Tutu has now shown out of 3 weeks, he has been involved 3 weeks in a row, and he looks good. Somebody is going to be the number 2. Who is it
It
going
will
to
be Puka. It will
It'll
not
be
be
Puka.
Tutu.
It'll be Puka.
I think it is too. I just wanted to bring it up,
I think-
and I wanted to see what the
And the
viewership-
Rams don't run enough 3 wide receiver sets as of now
Yeah.
to make Tutu a smash start. That's why he's a flex play.
I think honestly, when Cup comes back, it hurts Kyron Williams.
I don't. Kyron Williams still gonna get the work on the ground.
Yeah, he's the only running back there.
The only
so-
problem with last week's game too, and why Kyron Williams looked so bad is because when they got down in the goal line when they needed to run the football, they refused to do it until the 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and it's too late.
I just think that it hurts Kyron in the fact that he doesn't receive as many looks in the passing game. That's what I'm saying. I think that's where a lot of the targets that Cooper Kupp is going to garner. Obviously, some from Puka, some from Tutu. But I think it's a viable question. And I wanted to see what the viewership thought down in the comments below. Like, how are you guys feeling about Puka when Kupp comes back? How are you guys feeling about Tutu when Kupp comes back? I wanted to see.
I think he fills in that
Weeks to get
Robert
in game
Woods
shape.
role. I think he'll be that Robert Woods kind of receiver. I think
That's the hope.
Cup's gonna be the 1, and then I think Puka is 2.
That's the
And
hope.
even in that offense, Todd Gurley was still great. So don't count out Kyron.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how. I think it's just a mystery, obviously, until then. But just a viable
Yeah.
question to ask.
I agree, but once again, it's still going to take. I mean, Cooper Kupp hasn't been able to be like a full participant in practice with his hamstring for however
Week.
long. So he's a few weeks behind.
Yeah.
So it'll take him a while to get back into game shape. Which I mean, he'll still be used, but he probably won't be what we saw in mid-season form last year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I just don't be afraid of starting Puka yet. Don't be afraid. You're fine.
yeah, you'll be good. You'll be good for the rest of the season. Thursday night, boys. It's Minor Ray's team versus what would you call them? The Darlings, the football Darlings.
The exciting team of the NFL.
Yeah,
The damn Detroit Lions, baby.
in Lambeau Field Thursday night. So obviously, Lions at Packers. The line opened with 46-point over under in Detroit, favored by 1. As of today, in time of this recording, about 11 hours before kickoff, 11 and a half hours before, or 10 and a half hours before kickoff, Detroit is now favored by 1.5. So the money's going Detroit's way. Not a lot, but ever so slightly.
It's weird. I don't know why they're favored compared to you guys. Like I think you guys are pretty even. I definitely will be betting on Green Bay more than anybody because it's a home team underdog. But I think San Laporta is a smash start from here on out. I don't think there's any questions about that. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be interesting because David Montgomery is going to be a game time decision. It sounds like. So I'm very
I don't
curious. to see what
understand why they have the old Buick that they keep driving when they have a nice Corvette in the garage. You know what I mean? They got like the fully loaded Range Rover in the garage, and then they just got the old '89 Buick just hanging out that they're driving around.
happens. The Buick is reliable and it gets in the end zone.
And it's got good gas mileage.
Yeah.
Well.
Is that it for the Detroit side of you guys? There's nobody else that you guys would rather start? Obviously, Amon Ra. I think God.
Obviously, yes. And then if you were like me and in a pinch last week, started Josh Reynolds because you thought Josh Reynolds was a thing because he said he was going to they said he was going to play and he suited up but took 0 snaps.
That's
You're a little
so
burnt.
weird. You are a little burnt.
The-
I wouldn't start him.
I
Yeah, the
lost
number
because
two
I
is
put
Sam
up
Laporta.
goose eggs in 2 different leagues. I lost in both of them.
The number 2 right now is Sam Laporta. That's it. That's how it should be until it's just how it should be seen until otherwise stated when Jameson Williams comes back.
It's not even that he's the number 2. Josh Reynolds was the number 2. It's just the fact that they said he was going to suit up and didn't suit up. So
But
I'm
Khalif
burnt.
Raymond
I'm
was
not playing
the
him.
one that got the burn.
Because Josh Reynolds didn't play.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't know who it's going to be. You don't know who it's going to be.
You do know who it's going to be because when Josh Reynolds is actually playing in the game, Khalif Raymond is the number 3 in that offense. And yeah, he caught the touchdown 2 weeks ago when they were both on the field. But that's pretty much
just when in doubt, Thursday out. It's always my motto. So if you have any kind of like debates on that, I wouldn't do it. So
I agree with that one. We starting Gibbies?
Yes.
Yeah, you have no choice for where you drafted him now, unless you picked up some solid studs, but you still start him.
I agree. I hope that he just goes off, but not too much goes off, you know?
Yeah. I think Christian Watson's playing for you guys. It sounds like it, so.
I'm not interested.
No?
I would think that if he's going to play, I think he was close enough to play last week, but they were like, hey, we got a Thursday night game. Let's hold him. So Christian Watson, I think to me, is a start this week.
I think I'm just being biased right now, but I'm really not that interested. Honestly, he's not going to pay off where you drafted him by the end of the year because he's already missed the first 3 weeks. Chances are with his hamstring, we saw it last year where he played, missed. So chances are he's going to end up missing again within the next few weeks. And I don't think that he will be in good enough game shape to be the speed burner that he's supposed to be. Freak athlete, but I just feel like it's going to be one of those, as Brennan just said, when in doubt, Thursday outs. So I'm out on Christian Watson this week.
Okay. For the other Packers that you might have on your roster, Aaron Jones obviously start. I think Romeo Dobbs is a fine start, and I think the over/under is low. I would go with the over on this one. It being a 46-point over/under, I would go the over, especially if Jair's not going to play. Jaden Reed, I think, is a good flex, a decent flex. You know, you can get by on a 12-man league in that. And for me, Jordan Love is a start this week.
I would start Jordan Love this week over people like Justin Fields.
Yep.
Yes. Until proven otherwise.
Yep. That's exactly what I'm doing.
Can't do anything about it.
No.
Yeah. And
that's all you can do.
Love's look good. Jordan Love's look good.
He's been efficient, been super efficient.
Yeah.
Don't start AJ Dillon in any way, shape, form, circumstance, nothing. Probably for the rest of the year. He's going to, yes.
Yeah, he's losing that.
So even if Aaron Jones is out, you still will not start AJ Dillon.
No.
Nope. Because Aaron Jones has been out and AJ Dillon looked bad. So no.
Yep. Pretty much. That's pretty much sums it up. Who you got winning this game, Brennan?
I got the Packers.
Ray?
No, I got the Packers.
That's a clean sweep, boys. We got the Packers. Let's go. All right. Sunday early games. And unfortunately for us football fans, especially you guys that live on the West Coast, London games are back. First London game of the season is the Falcons at the Jaguars. Like I said, in London. I do believe Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And then opening lines as of Tuesday were over under 43 points total, and Jacksonville favored by 3, and those lines have not changed at all.
Yeah, I hate London games. I hate having to wake up at 6 a.m. just to watch a game that I kind of really don't care for, but it's football. So I'm up. Obviously, we're smash starting Bijan. We're going to go through all these guys. We're smash starting, but are you still worried about Trevor Lawrence this week? Are you pivoting? Or are you going to start him this week?
I'm going to start him this week against the weak Atlanta.
I'm starting him as well because for whatever reason, Jacksonville always plays good overseas.
That's because they play like 3 games a year over there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they always play good over there. You know, it's always a thing, right? You can always count on Derrick Henry smashing Houston. You can always count on Jacksonville playing good overseas. And I would like Trevor Lawrence to bounce back this week. Calvin Ridley also a great start this week. I think Christian Kirk has been heavily involved.
Evan Ingram is going to probably be out again this week as well. Pay attention to that news.
Yep.
And that's why we'll talk about Evan Ingram. We'll talk about him at the end of the show, but Evan Ingram as well. Great start.
On the Falcons side, are you starting
who?
Drake London?
Probably. You kind of have to.
All right. Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, I don't want to do that either, but where you drafted him, you have to.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I think you picked up somebody for.
I would rather start Luke Musgrave on Thursday over Kyle Pitts.
I'd start a lot of people over Kyle Pitts until Kyle Pitts does something worth.
You mean until Desmond Ridder does something worth making Kyle Pitts worthy?
That's going to happen, so I don't have to worry about that because I think Desmond Ridder is probably the 31st worst quarterback in the league.
Is Zach Wilson?
Only Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson's the worst. Like Desmond Ridder's
God, he just caught strays. We're not even talking about the Jets yet.
Sorry.
No, you're
Don't care.
good.
Tyler Algier is not startable anymore, right?
Nope.
We agree. Yeah,
Agreed.
that's all I got. Who do you guys have winning?
Jags.
God damn it! I have the Falcons winning.
Oh,
It's an upset.
Ouch.
no way!
Oh.
No way!
Upset.
All right, the game of the week that everyone is probably most interested in. This is the Miami Dolphins at the Buffalo Bills. This line opened and has stayed over under at 53.5 points, and Buffalo favored by 2.5 points. It's the highest over under of the week. It's going to be probably high flying offenses. Are you surprised by that, Ray? You look
Yes.
surprised.
What the? Yes. Yes. They're not dropping 70 again. Damn it! It's not happening.
I mean, Tua is a viable quarterback, Ray.
No. No, he's not.
I mean, when you
Oh.
think about 53 points, that's a 26 implied for the Buffs and 23 implied for the Dolphins. It's not a lot.
Three
No,
touchdowns.
I did that wrong. 27, 25.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something around there. My math's not very good. But they're probably definitely not going to drop 70 again. I do agree. But they do have Jalen Waddle back. So that is going to be nice.
Yeah,
For people like me who happen to have them and didn't get to play them.
yeah, it's unfortunate. So we'll start with the Dolphins side. Obviously, Tua, Jalen, Tyreek. Now the running back's a little more interesting. You're starting Raheem, right?
Yes.
You have to.
Buffalo has like the 18th ranked rushing defense right now.
Yes.
You have
All
to
right.
until they get through.
All right. And now everyone's glowing darling for everyone's waiver wire pickup this week. Devon Achane. Are you starting in this week?
Yes.
Do you want to start? Did you throw open your mouth a little bit?
It's so hard, but yes. Yes.
So
1,000 times yes.
I agree. I would, depending on running back room, running backs are sparse for fantasy football. We all know that. It always happens that way. I would rather have the 4 carries for 120 yards and a touchdown because he broke a big one off than have the 15 carries for 32 yards and no touchdowns, such as like Javonte Williams or Khalil Herbert or someone like that.
Let's play a game. Let's play a game real quick. I think this is pertinent because people have Devin Achane. A-Chain. Let's just call him A-Train, okay? A-Train or Damian Pierce.
Devin Achane. I'm going to take the big boom potential.
Brennan?
I'm going to take Devin Achane.
How about Rashad White?
Rashad
Achane
White.
again.
Rashad White.
They're playing the Saints. I'm not taking that at all.
Alexander Madison.
Nah, I'm never starting Alexander Madison. So
I'm not either. So Achane.
Okay. Hey, these are all, I guarantee, viable questions.
And Panthers have a pretty good rush defense too. So
I'm asking what needs to be asked out there. Obviously, AJ Dillon, you're starting Achane over him. I think that we might be a little high on Achane, honestly. But let's ask a real sizzler: Josh Jacobs or Devin Achane?
Josh Jacobs.
Okay, that's a sizzler because Josh Jacobs has looked awful. He hasn't looked awful, but he has just not got it done in 3 weeks.
He's gone the end zone.
Yeah, he has to figure it out. There has to be a return to the mean. I believe that so. But I think that's where my line is as well. Everybody else, I'm starting Devin Achane as well.
I honestly do believe the bottom tier running back twos, so call it 16 through 24, I would start Devin Achane over most of those people.
It's tough.
It's tough, but
I mean, I agree.
You're in fantasy football. You are looking for the upside potential.
Yeah, especially if you're projected to get your ass beat. I'm putting Achane in.
Yep.
I'd like a piece.
I agree. So, Bill's side of the ball, Josh Allen, smash start. Obviously, Stephon Diggs is a smash start. We're going to go ahead and say James Cook at this point in time is a smash start as well.
Absolutely.
How do we feel about Dalton Kincaid?
You still got to get worked in. I think you're still hoping for that. You're still waiting for that big like 8 targets, for 5 receptions game, and it just hasn't happened yet because of their gameplay and game script. But it could come soon. It's just I don't know.
It could come this game.
It could come this game.
I don't know if I'm willing to take the risk right now. There's better tight ends you can stream.
I think it's still start Dawson Knox right now.
Okay.
Over it's close.
I think probably the biggest question mark in this offense then for the Bills is, are you starting Gabe Davis in a high over-under game?
3 wide receiver leagues, yes.
Yes.
What about 2 wide receiver, 2 flex leagues? People playing those as well.
Depends on my roster, but if I'm debating between him and Jerome Ford, someone who picked up, I'm starting Jerome Ford. If I'm between him or Devin Achane, I'm starting Devin Achane over Gabe Davis. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. And then let's get game winners, boys. We'll start with Ray this time.
I think that Buffalo pulls this one out.
Brennan?
Dolphins going to stay undefeated, man.
I
Tua's
agree
the
with Brennan
MVP,
on
Ray.
this one. I
Tua's the
agree
MVP,
with Brennan
Ray.
on this one.
Yeah, you heard that right.
Ray-
Tua's the MVP. He's a favorite to win
Ray
it.
hates Tua, so Ray can never pick the Dolphins. All right. After
Pick them
that,
against Denver. I promise you that.
the Commanders at Eagles. This opening line was 44.5 points with Philly favored by 8.5. The line stayed the same, but Philly is now favored by 8 points total. The Commanders side of the ball. Are you starting anybody
Brian Robinson.
Brian Robinson.
against that Philly rush?
Yes. He still has been pretty good no matter what. So
Y'all are in sync. There we go. What about
He's-
Terry McLaurin?
you kind of have to.
Do you?
The Eagles are susceptible to getting beat in
Yeah.
the passing game.
Yeah.
Who is it going to be? It's been Curtis Samuel a bunch of times. Is it Jahan Dotson this week? I'm sitting Terry McLaurin. I'm doing it. I'm sitting Terry McLaurin this week.
I don't think you have a better option on most rosters unless you pulled
Yeah,
some massive trade for like Jerome
Unless you
Ford
look-
that you picked up off of
Or you
waivers.
picked up Puka Nakua early, something like that, where you can
That's what
kind
I'm
of pivot.
saying. Like,
Yeah.
or even Tutu. I would start Tutu over McLaurin right now.
It's
I think
close.
we'll see on
I
that
can
one.
see where you're at with that. I think it's just more Sam Howell had a really rough game last week, and 4 interceptions doesn't look good. I think the Eagles' defense obviously is really good too, so I think he's going to struggle there too. But I
That's
think
kind of
with
what I'm
Terry, yeah, I just think
If he struggles again, does Jacoby start the week after?
No, I think they still
No.
roll out Sam.
All right. Eagles side of the ball.
Oh, DeAndre Swift. is the
question
top
marks do we
yard
have?
man. I mean, you start DeAndre Swift. He's a smash start now. I don't think there's any question about it.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say Kenneth Gainwell is probably RB3 flex territory now.
Yep.
So you can probably just make room on your roster if you need it.
I think all their players are viable. I think obviously AJ Brown's been now heavily targeted ever since that little conversation of the week 2. Devonta Smith, obviously you're to start him. Jalen Hurts, Dallas Goedert, where you drafted him, you still to start him. He's still getting targets. He's still getting receptions. So PPR leagues, you're not disappointed. He's just not getting any kind of like
Yardage.
or anything else with it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it.
and I'm kind of like out on putting Gainwell in on most matchups, but for this one, I think the Philly figures a lot of things out on offense. They starting to get clicking, and Gainwell is going to get a lot of work because they're going to be up.
He got a lot of work last week because they're up and he still wasn't very good. So
He's not that good. He's
temper
not
your
that
expectations
good.
on that one.
God.
I do think
Yeah.
that this game goes back to kind of the average mean. And what I mean by that with receivers specifically is AJ Brown's not going to get targeted 18 times and drop 7 of them in the end zone. So they're going to kind of balance back out and be more of a 50-50 between him and Devonta Smith. Like Brennan said, I do believe that AJ Brown got so many targets last game strictly because he was complaining and bitching the week prior. He dropped a lot of balls. He should have had 2 more touchdowns but he just straight dropped them. So I do think that it's going to be like, all right, cool, you got yours. Now let's get this offense to where it needs to be because clearly you still drop some, but you're still getting yours. So let's worry about winning games and not feeding you the ball. Obviously, I have the Eagles winning this game.
I have the Eagles too.
Okay,
Same.
that's a clean sweep on that one. So we'll probably end up being screwed if we bet on that.
Commander's going to dominate.
Up next,
Just like last year, where they
Yeah.
upset their win streak.
oh man! So up next we have the Vikings at the Panthers. The Panthers, excuse me. Opening line 45.5 point over under. Minnesota favored by 3.5. Now Minnesota is favored by 4.5. That's probably with a little bit of news from Bryce Young starting. Vikings, obviously, your Kirk Cousins, your Jay Jettas, your
So
TJ
Kirk Cousins is gonna
Hawkstraps.
start now, right? I think we can. all
Yes,
agree
every
that-
week. Remember all that shit I was getting in the very beginning of the year in the offseason for talking about Kirk Cousins and how good and viable he can be for
I mean,
fantasy?
he's viable right now because their defense is so
Do you
awful.
think their defense is getting any better for the rest of the year?
No, I mean it's not, but
No.
that's why he's viable. He has a
It
throw.
was the same way
And Alex-
last year.
Alexander Madison can't run the ball, so he has to
No.
throw 50
Yeah.
times a game.
It was the
Can't
same
make
way
us
last
change
year.
that,
Dalvin Cook.
Okay, so are you starting Alexander Madison this week?
No, not against the Carolina rush team. We already said I'd start Devin Achane over him.
Okay.
Yeah, if you don't have any better options, I mean, like if you have the AJ Dillons in the world, Alexander Madison until
Alexander Madison or Jerome Ford against Baltimore.
Jerome Ford.
See, I think that's probably where a lot of people's lines are with that. Alexander Madison or Zach Moss?
Zach Moss.
Zach Moss.
Okay. I think that's kind of that
I think
area.
it's also because Cam Akers is going to get some work in that
he's going to be.
Yeah. And it's not like he doesn't know the offense. Kevin O'Connell was the coach, the offensive coordinator for the Rams, so it's not anything different.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, agreed. Jordan Addison.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
I agree with that one. You're definitely starting him too. I think he's a very, very worthy flex play week in, week out because he's got that giant boom potential. Carolina, I'm starting Miles Sanders. That's a bad defense. I'm starting it. Even with Bryce Young starting, he does check down the ball with him, and he'll get some run in the rushing game. And Minnesota's defensive line really can't stop the run very well.
Be on the lookout though, because Miles Sanders did miss practice today.
He's got a questionable tag.
Yeah, he's got a questionable tag. So it's Wednesday. It's Veterans Day, so it's for all those guys to relax. But just be on the lookout. But I do agree, Miles Sanders should be a smash start.
I want Andy Dalton to play because he's my stream of the week if he plays, but he's not playing, so that ruins my stream of the week. Are you starting Thielen in a revenge game?
Yeah. I mean, the offense is kind of starting to figure it out. Even though Bryce Young's going to start, I still think he's the better receiver until Mingo figures it out and DJ Chark figures it out.
Yep, I agree with that. I think that's pretty much it. Are you starting Hayden Hurst?
Not really. I mean, he's in that tight end wasteland now. That week 1 touchdown, and then nothing's changed since. So.
I would put a gamble on him if you're punting tight end in DFS. That'd be the only format I really played him in.
Okay.
And I just to preface this, what I think, and I think what you guys think about Adam Thielen right now is he is a receiver 3 with receiver 2 upside. He would be a flex consideration for you guys. He is not somebody that is a plug and play guaranteed receiver 2. That's just so we can kind of get where the tier is for him.
Yep, I agree. Winning this game,
unfortunately, the Minnesota.
I think Vikings still struggle. I think Carolina wins this.
Who is this person next to me?
I take the Vikings to win, but not to cover the 4.5 points.
Brennan, you want drugs?
Carolina's a good defense, dude. Like
Carolina does have a good defense.
Okay, if Andy Dalton plays, I would probably agree with you. If Bryce Young plays, they're not winning this game.
All right.
Well, yeah, I'm taking Carolina on the spread if that counts. Not outright win, but Carolina on the spread. They're covering that 4.5. Steelers at the Texans. The opening lines 42.5. Pittsburgh was favored by 3. Now Pittsburgh is only favored by 2.5 points.
Shocker.
I think they realize that defense can only take them so far.
Yeah.
Let's start on this side. Yeah, that's what I was supposed to say. Yep.
I don't think you can start Najee anymore, man. I don't really think you can. Like, he's bad.
In this game, I think you have to start him. But man, if you don't get anything from him against Houston,
if you don't get anything from him against Houston, you're holding the bag rest of the season. You can't trade him from beans.
No,
you can't drop him
because Jalen Warren's going to be that guy. I've been saying it. Najee Harris is the second best running back on the team. Jalen Warren is the running back.
I don't disagree with you. He might be the third best because I think Kenny Pickett's a better rusher than he is. But like, I don't necessarily think that like this is a bad game for him because Houston has struggled mightily against the run for so long.
I think they've struggled mightily against every position on defense.
Yeah. I mean, it's true, yes, but like the run specifically because teams can just hand the ball off as many times as they want. So,
that's why quarterbacks typically struggle against Houston, anyways, because they can do what they want. So, with that being said, Kenny Pickett is not a streamer for me this week. No. I'm not starting any wide receiver option outside of George Pickens.
I agree with that.
As Ray mentioned with Adam Thielen, a flex worthy kind of wide receiver 3, wide receiver 2 upside, strictly because they're going to be able to get it done on the ground with the combination of Najee and Jalen Warren. I'm starting both of those guys if I have them this week and this week only against Houston.
Okay. Pat Freiermuth?
I mean, where you drafted him is kind of you're in the tight end wasteland again anyways, unless you pick somebody up. I'm going to roll Pat Freiermuth out and hope that they get on the goal line and just do kind of like they did last week with inside the 10 and scheme him open, and he just breaks open for a touchdown again.
That's what you're hoping for. 2-yard catch for a touchdown.
2-yard catch for a touchdown. That's pretty much it. I mean, that's really all he did last week.
So. 9 on the week.
Yep. Pretty much. Texans side of the ball. Outside of the Steelers' pass rush, the defense hasn't looked very good. They've been good. They've stopped the run about middle of the pack, but I'm going to start CJ Stroud as a streamer if you're a Justin Fields owner in this one.
CJ Stroud should be owned. If you
He
have
should.
he should be very well owned. He's proven that he's a very good, accurate quarterback. Tank Dell is a must start. I agree. I think Nico Collins is still a must start, and Dameon Pierce is. I mean, where you drafted, you probably have to, but I think you still have to start no matter what. I think this offense will start to click a little bit more, but I don't think with where you drafted Dameon Pierce, you still have to start him.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
That's really all I would have for this game too. I mean, like I love Tank Dell this week. I really do. I think what you saw was a breakout last week, and he is the dude.
Okay, Nico Collins or Adam Thielen with Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton, or I'm sorry, Adam Thielen.
Andy Dalton. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Tank Dale will probably catch Patrick Peterson, if we're being honest. So I think he can just burn right past him, if we're being truthful.
Be honest, I don't think he should get Patrick Peterson in coverage. I mean, Tank Dell's too fast for him. That's it.
I honestly think Nico Collins might be a little too fast for Patrick Peterson at this point in his career, too. So
yeah,
Patrick
right.
Peterson's great, but still. I'm taking the Texans to win this football game at home.
Are you really?
Yes.
I'm expecting to see that on the pickems now.
I already just put my pick'ems line up in earlier.
You sly dog, you. I'm going the Steelers.
I'm going Steelers as well.
Okay. I think this is the one game the Texans come out and surprise everybody. The next game up we have is a AFC North divisional rivalry. It is the Ravens at the Browns. Opening lines were 41 points. Cleveland was favored by 2.5. Now Cleveland is favored by 3. So,
There's a lot of injuries on the Ravens side. There's just a ton of injuries. That's why they're missing a lot of their defense. So, obviously Lamar, Gus Edwards, and then Mark Andrews, and then
got to get right, Mark Andrews. You're really making me look bad here.
Rays taking that bet to the fucking promised land at this point, man.
Oh yeah, that's a check you can already cash, baby.
I started behind the 8 ball when he missed fucking the first game, 2 games of the season.
Yeah, and then Zay Flowers. That's probably about where I sit with the Ravens side of the ball.
Yeah, take your shots on Nelson Aguilar and DFS.
I think Zay Flowers in DFS right now would be a great.
He's still way underpriced. It's like
that's what I'm saying. Like I think he's at 5,000 flat. Like
it takes a while for rookies to get adjusted on those prices. It takes them quite a bit.
Yeah, Justin Fields is still 6,600 for the quarterback.
He's a great like a great line there. I think he's going to get enough targets. He'll be fine.
Yeah. It's pretty much it for the Ravens side of the ball. The Browns side of the ball. I got a player in this one that I got some money riding on. Browns side of the ball. I'm going to definitely smash start Jerome Ford because Ravens defense has not looked very good against the rush. They're 17th against the rush. Amari Cooper, Elijah Moore.
Yep, I think Elijah Moore is becoming a viable starter now. He got a lot of targets. He had that fumble last week, but I think he had like 9 or 10 targets last week. He's still seeing the ball.
He's getting a lot of targets. He's just not getting the catches he needs.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
receptions.
I chase targets, so I would still start Elijah Moore. I feel
receptions will come.
Yes.
But breaking news: Christian Watson will play tomorrow.
Yeah, he's still not excited.
Will play tomorrow. 100% will play tomorrow.
Still not excited about that.
David Njoku, I'm starting. I think he's still I think he's like, he's like fringe tight end wasteland. He's that last tier, that last player in my mind.
About ready to be dropped. And Ray saying he's not getting, or going back to Elijah Moore saying he's not getting the receptions he need. He went 9 for 9 last week, Ray.
For what? 50
receptions.
yards?
49.
So he's great in PPR.
Hey, he's great. I guess he'd be fine in PPR.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to bring that up. But yes, I do agree David Njoku is kind of like the last of the tight end wasteland right before it just completely drops off. But I think Elijah Moore is just going to eat into it, especially if you see 9 for 9 for 50.
Yeah.
What Elijah Moore has,
more.
what Njoku has that Elijah Moore does not, is Elijah Moore does not get valuable targets. Njoku does. So I would think Njoku would be a better start than Elijah Moore comparatively.
That's true. Brennan, who you got winning this game?
Man, dude, the Cleveland defense is really good, and I'm gonna go Cleveland.
Ray?
I'm going to go Cleveland too.
I too am taking Cleveland.
I think Cleveland pulls it out.
Yep. I too am taking Cleveland, especially at home. Up next, we have the Bengals at the Titans. The opening line and still current line is 41.5 point over under, and Cincinnati favored by 2.5. Listen, Joey B, he's going to get right this game. Fire him up. Go ahead, fire up Jamar Chase. Smash starts. T. Higgins will not drop as many balls this week as he did last week, and Joe Mixon's a smash start. I think that's pretty much it on the offense, right? You're not really starting anybody else. Tyler Boyd, if you're in a deep 14, 16-man league, I would start Tyler Boyd.
Yeah, no, that's about it. Those are the four guys on Cincy side.
Yep.
I mean, pretty obvious. There's no one else really not even their tight end, no one worth talking about. So,
agreed.
Tennessee side.
Oh, brother.
Derrick Henry. You got to start him.
Derrick Henry is slowly becoming a flex play.
Do you have to start him?
You have to start him, though. Take him in the second round in most leagues. So
ugly. Trade Derrick Henry if you can.
I don't know what you'll get for him, but do what you got to do, I guess.
At this point, I'd rather take Jerome Ford over Derrick Henry. Give me Jerome Ford for Derrick Henry. Plus something. Plus a cheap wide receiver.
That's in redraft, just for context. He's not talking about anything else.
No, nothing else but redraft.
Literally the line.
If you're in Dynasty with Derrick Henry, you're probably holding the bag on this one.
Oh, yeah. He's
right up to the sunset.
I've made an offer for him, and I got shot down, and I'm like, I don't know how. Like, that was a decent offer. So, Kevin, maybe pay attention.
DeAndre Hopkins.
No.
No.
Yeah. Wide receiver 3.
I think you start him this week. I think you have no choice, really. I mean, like, unless you like picked other players, but like, I think he's a okay flex. I think he's an okay flex.
Yeah, wide receiver flex play. Got it.
Yep.
Nobody else.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because Tannehill is a very bad quarterback now.
Mm-hmm. Are we going to see Malik Willis or Will Levis at all this year, you think?
Will Levis been a healthy scratch for 3 weeks.
Yeah, no, it's Malik Willis.
I mean, that's how Jordan Love was his rookie year too. So,
all right, boys, what do you have winning?
It will not be Will Levis. It will not be him.
I'm just talking about this year. I had definitely had the Bengals winning this game. There's no point in you talk about that.
Yeah,
the Titans.
Stop. This man is on drugs. We need to get him checked. Someone said
Vrabel.
What are my rules?
Home underdog, but you don't bet home underdog every time, so it's not a rule. It's more of a guideline.
No, it's what I bet every time.
Guidelines are meant to be broken.
Exactly. Good reference, Ray. I'm glad you caught it. So up next we have the Broncos at the Bears. The opening line was at 46 points. Denver was favored by 3.5. Now they are favored by they were favored by 3. Now they're favored by 3.5. Broncos side of the ball. This game sucks. They're not giving Javonte Williams any run.
I can't wait for it to be like one of the highest scoring games too, just because it's just terrible.
They're not giving Javonte any run.
No,
I just think it's because they're just down by so much. Like their last games, like they were up by so much, and they didn't run them. I don't know, man. It's frustrating me, a Javonte Williams owner. I just want to punch air. But you got to start him though.
Yeah. I'm not. I'm starting Jerome Ford over him this week in the league because I have the fortunate option of doing that.
Yeah. Jerry Jeudy.
No.
Yes.
Or you drafted him, you have to start him as a flex.
Okay. Cortland Sutton. He's been viable.
It's so stupid.
It's weird to say he's been viable though.
Again, yes.
All right.
The Raiders defense does not scare me at all. They are one of the worst in the league.
Okay.
So
I think it's it on the Denver side. Let's talk about the Bears side. So Fields, is he in timeout for y'all?
Yes.
Is he what? In timeout?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still kind of want to play him just because it's the Denver Broncos, but I know I shouldn't, but I kind of want to.
Did you twist your foot when you said that?
Why?
I kind of want to play him.
Yeah.
No,
at the same time.
For me, Justin Fields is a sit and wait now. I need to see him be good in this game. I have to see him be good in this game.
DJ Moore.
If you're not playing Justin Fields, you're not playing DJ Moore.
Okay. Man, Cole Kmet. I mean, you're starting
Been
to get
dead in
some
the
big,
waters.
yeah. And that backfield is just gross. It's between Khalil Herbert and Roshan Johnson. It's still not taken over yet. So
Yeah, I'm not willing to roll out either one of them
High
until.
hopes for some of these fantasy players before the season started.
So, who
I'm
you
a
guys
Packers
got winning this
And
game?
I wanted Justin Fields to be good. It's sad.
Same.
It's so sad.
Who do you guys got winning this debacle?
Oh God. Do I have to pick a winner?
Yes.
I have the Broncos winning.
who's home?
The Bears. It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna go with the Bears.
I'm going to go with the Bears too, but man, it's going to be a you know what? Maybe it's not. Maybe this is going to be an entertaining game. Who knows?
I can't wait for it to be
guarantee-
one of the
Bears
highest
so
scoring
bad.
games ever.
I guarantee it's
awesome.
going to be in red zone the whole goddamn time. I promise you that. Promise you.
All right. Then we have the Buccaneers at the Saints. Opening line was 40.5 points. New Orleans was favored by 3 when it started. Now they're favored by 3.5 as this came out.
That's weird. Derek Carr's not playing, right? Or is he trying to
Negative.
play?
It's J-Bo.
It's J-Bo.
Abo.
We can start with the Saints side. Alvin Kamara's back. For all those that waited.
And you are rolling him right on out.
Yes.
You are putting him right in your starting lineup.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You know what's
Chris
sad?
Olave. What's up?
I had the chance to take Alvin Kamara in a dynasty startup in the 7th round, but instead I traded my 7th and 8th round picks for Najee in the 3rd round.
Next time, listen to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next time, listen to exactly what you would have
That's
said.
rough because
2 years ago.
Najee might be out of the league here in like another year. So now
I don't know. I don't know about all that.
I mean, he might be okay. He might not be out of the league, but he might be on a team, just be a backup somewhere. So
So back to Chris Olave. Yes, you're starting Chris Olave. Why is that even a question? Michael Thomas.
Okay.
Yes, you're starting Michael Thomas. That's not a question either. That's pretty much where Saints offense stops is those 3 players.
not Rashid Shaheed.
Not with J-Bo in.
Okay.
I think you can stream J-Bo. I think you can stream him.
That's tough.
Buck side of the ball. I'm
Yeah.
probably going to sit Mike Evans this week because Marshawn Lattimore's had his number for every year to like 5 years.
I'm never gonna sit Mike Evans. I don't care.
I
I know Marshawn has basically had his number
Right.
forever, but I'm starting him no matter what.
especially in the
Godwin's-
offense.
Yeah,
Yes, I'm starting Chris Godwin.
Rashad White.
No, not against that rushing defense. I'm trying to find somebody else.
Okay. Is Baker Mayfield a viable streaming option for you guys?
Not This
Not
week.
this week.
Not this
Okay.
week.
That's probably the line then for me.
Yeah, he's going to struggle against his pass rush.
Yes, and I agree with Brennan. I'm messing around about Mike Evans. No one to jump in the comments and say, you're so stupid.
Or do jump in the comments, please.
Do it. Please jump in the comments, but don't say that.
Yeah, put
And
whatever you
remember
want.
one time I got all that flack about OBJ too in Cleveland, and it turned out to be true. Man, I'm on it.
I just want more
All
comments.
right, Bray, who do you have winning this game? I
got
think you're
the
going to say the Saints.
Yep.
I got the Bucks.
Stop.
What
Okay,
happened? Oh, never mind. It's a home favorite. Oh, excuse me.
Now he's just playing devil's advocate.
I'm not playing devil's. I actually like the Bucks.
Get this man out of my face.
I actually
Jacobs
think I
will
like the
struggle
Bucks in
game.
this one with Jameis Winston.
What
as
is
quarterback.
happening? No.
I agree.
I think
James
James
will prove things, all right?
Last
Yeah.
game of you mean prove how he should play his way into a starting role with the Jets?
God, I fucking hope. Oh, I hope.
Trevor
All right,
Siemian.
last game of the morning slate is the Rams at Brennan's Indianapolis Colts. This line opened at 47.5 points. Opened up Indy favored by 1.5. Now it is Rams favored by 1.5.
I figured as much. So
Don't
we can
know
start with
why.
the Rams side. Are you starting Matt Stafford this week against the Colts?
No. He can throw up the yards, but the touchdowns haven't come, so he's not doing you anything in fantasy football.
All right. Kyron Williams.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I think you're starting Puka no matter what. If you play
Yes, you too.
Tutu Atwell as well.
Yep.
Yes.
Tyler Higbee.
No.
If you have no better option at tight end, yes. I mean, he did a little bit last week, but not a whole lot. He's going to be one of those guys you have to hope catches 4 balls for 40 yards and a touchdown.
That's about it inside on the Ram side.
Colts side. Let's crack our fingers for this one, boys. Anthony Richardson firing him up.
Oh,
Yes.
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 Zach Moss.
Yep. My boy, Michael Pittman Jr., you're starting him. Yes,
Yep.
I'm so mad that I passed on him in drafts because I was scared this year. That's what I get for watching 11 targets, 12 targets, 12 targets.
The only other wide receiver that you can kind of possibly start would be Josh Downs, and that's a really big beat.
To me, he is a pick up and hold.
Yes. I think he's going to
If you
get
have
more,
room on your bench, pick him up and hold him.
Yes. I think he'll get more targets down the year and be more viable down the year.
Yep. Rookie wide receiver, second half breakouts typically do have a tendency to happen. So,
yes. Yeah, that's about it. So,
you know me, I'm taking the Colts in this one. Home underdogs, right?
Ray?
I have the Rams winning this game.
If their left tackle is out, I'm betting on the Colts because the Rams have a terrible O-line. We actually have a very good front seven. So it all depends on that. All depends on the left tackle if he plays.
That's true, but I'm still taking the Colts anyways. You boys ready for the best part of the show? If
Yes,
you
sir.
guys stuck around this long, this is the best part of the show. You know why? Because this is our starts of the week. We're going to explain who we're starting and why. Yeah? Who wants to kick it off?
You kick it off, Aaron.
Me? All right. We're going to start at the quarterback position.
Let's do it.
Cool. So for our starts of the week, we have a cap. $7,000 on DraftKings, $8,000 for quarterbacks because they're priced a little bit differently. And then tight ends, obviously, you can't start one of the big three, being Travis Kelce, TJ Hawkinson, Mark Andrews. So,
No, I'm sorry, I missed that. What?
did I miss something?
No, you see who top three tight ends? Who?
Oh, yeah. Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews, and TJ Hawkinson.
Oh,
He finished his three last year, but it's okay. We'll figure it out. So my quarterback start of the week is Joe Burrow in that matchup. They are, I have my notes written down. Excuse me. Joe Burrow in the matchup against the Titans because they're ranked 23rd against opposing quarterbacks. As you can see, you can throw all over the Tennessee Titans, and he came in at like 7,800 on DraftKings, so he's almost right at that cap. But I think this is the get right game for him, even though he's looked bad.
Okay, Brennan.
Oh, man. If you're looking to go cheap here, all my guys are, I would say, cheap, except for two. My quarterback start of the week, if you're trying to go heavy in DK and money-wise, is Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson hasn't been bad this year. He's actually thrown for 300 yards 2 times. He got a couple touchdowns. I think for DK, if you go heavy in the options of like Stephon Diggs or you do, but I think Russell Wilson is a viable option because Chicago is the 32nd best team in the NFL.
Yeah, agreed. And just to preface this isn't for DK. This is for regular football purposes.
And
as well.
I'm starting up this week too. So
yeah. So, all right, Ray.
All right. Well, I'm going to plant my flag right where I needed to plant it the whole season. Been talking about it this whole time. Jordan Love, with his full starting cast this season outside of his offensive line, is my start of the week at quarterback. He has been absolutely solid for you for 3 weeks. He is playing against a defense that has given up points, and he's going to have to keep up with that offense. So, and he's got his full supporting cast. I really like Jordan Love this week.
It's not a bad shot there. Starting at running back position, let's run it back like a snake draft. Ray, we'll let you start this one off.
All right. If you guys are eating your food, make sure that you spit it on the table because I don't want you to throw up. Javonte Williams against Chicago because I think that the Broncos get up in this game.
Question mark?
And then they run the ball like they should run the ball 25 times to Javonte Williams. I think. Disgusting.
Okay.
He should get the work.
And I think it's a little bit cheating, but James Cook is really underpriced. And I think we talk about being a smash start. He is a smash start from here on out. I think James Cook has shown that he will be the guy for Buffalo as their starting running back. I know the goal line work isn't there, but he gets everything else done anywhere else besides in that goal line.
Yeah. You know what's great is I have a league where those two are my starting running backs. It's not great right now, but it's going to be great. All right, my starting running back of the week is Jerome Ford. We talked about him earlier. The Ravens pass or rush defense is ranked 17th in the league right now, so middle of the pack. And you saw it last week where Zach Moss was able to get it done against them. So I'm rolling out Jerome Ford this week as my running back start of the week. Jumping into wide receiver, We just talked about him in the last matchup of the game. I am starting Michael Pittman Jr. Sheer volume. Great start of the week. He's proven that he can do it. Indy is using him this year as a more down the field threat, as like a 9-point something ADOT or average depth of target this year. Whereas the last few years has been like 4 to 5. Anthony Richardson is going to be playing, which is great news, but he was still viable with Gardner Minshew. The Rams' opponent rank is 15th for again defending the pass. So they're one spot above dead middle. So I think this is going to be a great play for Michael Pittman this week.
All right. Actually like that.
Why are you looking at me funny?
My start of the week is Jordan Addison. I think Jordan Addison is slowly but surely becoming the wide receiver 2 of that team. His snap counts for the last 3 games have been 36, 40, 59. So, and with their team not having a run option, they're going to be on the field a lot more throwing it. And he is a very much of a game changer for that team.
And my receiver start of the week right now, until otherwise stated, is Hollywood Brown against San Francisco. Yes, I know it's a gross matchup, but I think that Josh Dobbs has shown that he can get things done, and Hollywood Brown is the only guy he wants to throw to other than James Conner. So I like Hollywood Brown this week.
Hey, a little bit of breaking news here, boys. Brandon Staley says Quentin Johnston is going to get a bigger role with Mike Williams out.
Yeah, well, does it come with brick hands too?
Probably. So, anyways, Brad, that's a big boy pants call on that.
That is a huge big boy pants call.
So that's baffled. Go ahead and kick it off with your tight end.
Well, my tight end is TJ Hawkinson, so I'm just kidding. Evan Ingram against Atlanta. If Zay Jones is out, somebody else is going to have to get some of that work. And Evan Ingram has been very solid, very steady, which is weird because he's always been a boom bust kind of guy, but very steady this season. Big touchdown might go to him this week.
All right. My tight end streamer of the week is going to be Jake Ferguson. He has slowly becoming the option 2 for Dallas, as weird as that is. He had 7 targets last week. He is getting very much involved, and he's very involved in that red zone. It's just, it's up to Dak to actually throw the ball accurately in the end zone. That's another story. But I like Jake Ferguson moving forward going on.
You said throw accurately. I mean, I think you meant throw it where someone actually is going to be and not a defender. So
yes.
Okay, cool. My start of the week is bang Thursday night game. Sam Laporta. He's a beast. He's taken over that offense. Green Bay ranks 17th against opposing tight ends. So once again, kind of a middle of a pack. I do expect Sam Laporta to have a giant game and break free in this one on Thursday. Defense of the week, Kansas City. It's easy. Kansas City is my defensive play of the week this week. They are playing
Zach Wilson.
The Zach Wilson-led New York Jets. So if that tells you anything, that's why they're a smash start this week.
I think this is the last week that Zach Wilson starts.
I agree.
I don't think so.
Robert Saleh is going to lose the locker room, so this will be the last week.
He's already lost, in my opinion. When you keep starting Zach Wilson over anything. My defensive start of the week is going to be the Los Angeles Chargers. My preference is that Jimmy Garoppolo is on the injury report, and there's a good chance he might not play this week. So I take my chance with the Chargers playing Brian Hoyer.
Is it Brian Hoyer or is it?
Nope, it is Brian Hoyer, not Aiden O'Connell.
Aiden O'Connell, has been healthy. He's been the same way as Will Levis. He's been a healthy scratch the last
a healthy scratch. It is Brian Hoyer because Brian Hoyer knows Mike McDaniel or knows McDaniel's system because he's been with the Patriots forever.
Yeah, McDaniels isn't a very good coach.
No, he's not. He's not smart.
Just throw to Tay. That's it. Throw to Tay.
I don't think Brian Hoyer can do that though.
Yeah,
if Jimmy G can, Brian Hoyer can.
I mean, Brian Hoyer could barely do it with Hopkins when they were about 6 years younger.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
Defensive start of the week, Ray. I think we talked about him last episode.
We sure did. The Saints against Tampa Bay. Look, Baker's getting hornswoggled in that pocket. I'm all about them sacks. I think they're going to have probably 3 or 4 of them things. So I'm with those kind of points. I like that. So the Saints against the Buccaneers.
Hey. All right, guys, let us know what you think of our starts of the week down below. As always, please be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. That is it for us today. And as always, we will see you later.